Hello folks, back to another session of Legacy of Kain Blood Omen 2 bug hunting. So in my infinite wisdom I got so enthralled in starting the game and recording that I forgot to actually add this introduction into the video, so I'm having to do it retrospectively. So much of Resident Evil. The cutscenes, the fade to black, the borders around the top and bottom of the game, and then it disappears. And then of course, whilst you're trying to do this and activate and play with the character, if you start moving around, the game doesn't behave very well. Don't mind if I do.
So, this fella taps me on the shoulder.
Right there in the Red Raven.
That's right. But I could tell he didn't belong there. Nice hands he had, and that look in his eye like it...
You don't belong around here.
Every time I hear them say that, you don't belong around here, I'm almost not sure how to think about that. Is it because I am a vampire? Thank you very much. Alrighty. Ugh. Kain handles like a bus.
You there! You are to conduct me to the Bishop's Manor on the instant.
On the instant!
We were told to be on the lookout for a vampire.
Not me, you fool. You know me. Kain. Kain is the one you seek.
Well, he's not gonna stop and tell us his name.
You're to kill him on sight.
Those are our orders.
I find some of the dialogue in this game absolutely hilarious. He's not going to tell us his name. It's like, yeah, I have no time to introduce myself, I'm afraid. I'm planning on opening up a can of whoop ass as soon as possible. So what I tend to do is I always avoid the save points so that I can actually...
Kain, it is Vorador. You must reach the Bishop's Manor at the other end of the city. Only he can give you passage into the Seraphan Keep. The curfew has set in, so be careful on the streets. The guards are looking for anyone suspicious and will attack you on sight.
Thanks for interrupting me, Vorador. Really appreciate that. So, as I kind of demonstrated before, I tend to avoid the save points. And then try to absorb as much blood as possible, so I expand the lore bar as much as possible. So what I've done actually is I've enabled the cheat, courtesy of Ben Lincoln's cheat tool. And basically what I've done is I've enabled it so that I've got infinite rage. So anytime I need to use it, I can just use it on demand. There's nothing worse than having to save that stuff up because it's... So it doesn't look like my bar is very high right now, but if I start absorbing all this blood, the lore bar will increase. And if you go far enough into the game, you can get a lot of lore. The one thing that's really boring about it is that you end up replaying the game over and over and over, and that can get very tedious because you end up having to replay the same area of the game over and over, which is... it stops getting fun after a while, and you end up trying to focus on how big you can get your health bar. But I tried to get it so that when I do... that was weird. I tried to get as far as possible so that when I enter areas like over here, if I open the door, the chances are it will close behind me. So I can't remember if I took this blood. Yeah, I did. So I tried to draw as much blood as possible in the areas that I'm located in before I move on to the next place. Then I save and reload again. Did I draw? Seems I have. Yeah. So then what I tend to do is I reverse Kain like a bus. Save the game, overwrite the game, quit the game, reload the game, and you can see from before my lore bar was actually quite low. Although you could argue that I didn't get that much lore from starting and restarting, but if there are areas of the game where you have those coffer boxes where you can actually get lots of you can actually absorb lots of lore, then it's actually really worth it. And this is only one part of it. I mean, there's another part actually where you can absorb quite a bit. It's not this particular area, but this is one of many areas. Thank you. I'm always wary of the fact that when I move into another area of the game after I've killed these people, that I may not be able to get back to them. So I've pretty much doubled my lore vial. The chances are this would probably close behind me. It may not, but I prefer not to risk it. And then of course, reverse like a bus, and then walk right around it.
Die, fool!
Yeah, it did. So this goes to prove my point actually. Where's... oh, there it is. That's weird. I've never seen it do that before. You can't actually kill the rat. You can abuse the cat though. Although cat doesn't technically die. He just meows and runs off. Although you do see blood splatter. Actually, I think you can kill the cat. I think you hit it multiple times, like 3 times, and then it dies. But you can't absorb the blood, so it's kind of pointless. This particular area, I know for a fact that whilst that save area is there, you can see where my blood vial is now. Doesn't look particularly high, but I know that there are a few coffers up from above. I hate this. Did that first time. Surprised. There's a little mini cutscene here. Oh, and I'm thinking of a different part actually. Whee! Oh, that's interesting. They both killed each other. Oh, I killed them. They killed somebody else. At the same time. How odd. This game has so many Resident Evil kind of similarities. You can still see the rat out the window, so hilarious. So I want to get as far forward as... Oh, well, it just disappeared. Really wanted to knock him out. How is it hearing a baby in the background? Right, it's clearly not coming.
I'll call the guards.
I'll call the guards. They're right here, mate. That's all right. And you. Whoa. Really weird the collision detection when you get with that.
Yeah.
How is he still alive? I swear I just impaled the guy. When you use the bigger sword, when you actually use the back button to actually hit him, he does the same thing with the hilt, but if you do it with the forward enabled, what happens is you actually decapitate him. But he has to be a Sarafan warrior, I can't remember what they call them. Sarafan guard, Sarafan soldier, something like that. So okay, so what I'll do is, you can see there's a door down there. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to... Ooh, I didn't realise that was there. I think that's just for the sword though, that's not actually for your lore or your health bar. So now I can just jump down. Save the game. Overwrite the game. Quit the game. Reload the game. Where's the other woman? Actually, let me get the sword. Thank you. But again, this can get very tedious, so only do it if you really have the patience for it. Don't do it if you really can't be bothered and just want to enjoy the game for what it is. It's a bit close, I think. That was weird. one thing I do like about this game is that even when you kill an enemy, they will never violate the collision detection. So let's say the edge of this perimeter is actually water. They will never, the body will never land in the water. It will always land on the edge. Oops. Funny that they would wait for me to come in before they attack the enemy. It's a weird AI. I haven't forgotten the power up in the back. I just want to open the door first. Change the jump. And you can see already, just in a very short space of time, I've already doubled the amount of lore that I actually have. Yes! Wow, that was weird. One thing I've noticed as well is that when you restart the game, the some of the characters, the models change slightly. Like, look at his costume. I'm sure the other guy was wearing a brown outfit. This guy's wearing a blue one.
I'll call the guards.
This is a perfect example, right? If I grab him, and I'm actually not standing. Well, that's weird. Look at that. I didn't expect that to happen. Oh. The gravity killed him. That's surprising. I've never done that one before. Ugh, that is really crap. I've never seen it do that before. I've never ever done that before. All of a sudden I'm recording and I do it like 2-3 times in a row. I wonder if there's a way where you can actually jump onto the balcony. No, you can't. It's too far. The collision detection wouldn't let me do it. Yeah, it's too high anyway. Oops, wrong button. The joys of having the dark gift menu and the auto face near the same position on the keyboard. And this bad boy. Actually want to change weapon. Big boy sword. I suspect there's going to be a save point here soon. There you go, there's one. So the chances are, as soon as I open this, this is going to close behind me. I'm going to circle around the save point. Yeah, there you go, it closed. So I actually saved it at the right point. So what you do now is you basically kill everyone here, absorb all their lore, save it, rinse and repeat. But again, I mean, it can get tedious. He takes 2 swipes. Normally I don't stab them, normally I just let them walk off, but there have been times where, let's say for example they go through this door, if they're far enough into the door, you can't actually absorb their blood anymore, which sucks. absorb it? No. Absorbed him already. So this part I remember, there's a guy there and he will automatically close the door as soon as you open it, so you have to be in mist mode when you actually open the door, and then you have to kill him. So this part, you actually come out from those two gates there after you've turned on the power, and there's a few enemies in here I believe, so you can get some more lore whilst you're at it. Maybe not. Now bear in mind what I've just done, right? I've opened this door, I've turned on the power, and I'm going to open this door. Now, that thing's clearly on. All I've got to do is press it, as you can see when it highlights. So now I'm going to go back. So one thing I've noticed is, and I'm not 100% sure about this, I'll give you an example here. Let's say you walk up here and you save here, right? His position when you restart will be in the exact same position as when you make the checkpoint. So if I start here, theoretically, I won't be facing the other way. So I'll just save that, overwrite it, exit, load it. Oh, okay. I was wrong. Because in the past I've noticed that when you hit the checkpoint, you actually start the game like that. But I was wrong. Never mind. And you can again, you can see where my lore bar is at, so it's quite high. I think he's got one of the better swords. No, he doesn't. Wow. Never seen that before. Interrupt mid-feed. Usually the animation doesn't allow for it. So when you've got auto face on, for example, if you're in a block position, the other guy won't attack at the same time. You'll only get one enemy attack at any one time. Which I guess might have been a limitation of the design back then, because ideally you would want to do like one swipe hits two enemies simultaneously. So you can see his head's through it, but his body's not far enough that I can't actually absorb his blood. Go in here. Just check there isn't a box in here. Nope. Notice it didn't actually save the progress of me turning on the switch. Which sucks. So now I'm going to have to go into mist mode. Turn this on. Notice he turns around. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, it's just very odd that some of the dynamics of this game are set the way they have been. If I move forward, I believe the door will just close. So this is, I would say this is arguably a weird bug. You turn this off. That actually turned off. I think if you repeatedly try to turn it off, the animation keeps on repeating and it doesn't actually turn it off until you stop trying to intervene. Oops. Didn't have that. the same sword as him. I always try to smack them closer to me, because otherwise if they go too far back, like I said, they get stuck in the wall and then you can't absorb their blood. The whole point of trying to get as much law as possible kind of becomes counterproductive, because you end up wasting more time trying to capture all the blood that you could have gotten but didn't, because they got too far stuck. That's part of the reason I stab them as well, so they don't actually get close enough to the wall that they get stuck. Although arguably it is fun. Oh yes, it turns off the water from that point there. I don't remember what happens when I go down here, to be honest, so let's take a quick... I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to save it. The other thing I do, just as a kind of measure, is if your lore bar is constantly increasing whilst the game is loading, I wait till it actually maxes out first. And that stopped. And now I start. This is what I wanted to show you. Put this on repeat. See? It doesn't actually stop because you won't let it. So the animation keeps going. So you have to let go, and then it eventually disappears. When you do it again, it just doesn't respond. You just hear that weird at the end to indicate the animation's complete. What? You can see that he's running around, right? If you actually use one of the coffers, which has the purple energy, which applies to your weapon, when you smack him once, it actually kills him straight away. But because I've loaded it and reloaded it several times, it doesn't store that sort of data, which is again part of the annoyance of the fact that the save data is not really save, it's just save checkpoint, so it doesn't record weapon, your blood. The only thing it actually records is your lore value. So I do remember this will definitely close behind me. You get 3 of these guys. Bye. Interesting AI where they actually just wait for the one person to finish before the other one begins. So already I've reloaded the game several times, and you can see that my lore is already at half its capacity, which means that in a very short space of time you can quickly increase your life bar. Now it depends if you're prepared to have the patience to want to do all that, because saving, reloading is a nuisance. That, when you open it, that would just close this one. I don't think it opens the other one. Weird collision detection there. you can actually jump around that from what I remember. Yeah. From what I recall, there's only one enemy here. So I'll kill this guy, save and reload. Now technically I don't have to do this, because I've also set it so that it's immune to water. See? I could have just jumped in and pressed it, but I know that some of the puzzles don't work very well when you start messing about. Oops, I didn't do that. Actually, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Oh, God. Oof. How's that for a screwed up bug? Oof. It's a good thing I'm actually recording this. Donk. So this is designed so that you actually hold the gate open, because when you turn the lever, you know, I can't believe I'm actually doing this puzzle. I was supposed to reload it, because it's not going to save my progress anyway, is it? No, doesn't save your progress. End up having to repeat the same thing over and over. It's just, this part of the game is actually just a nuisance in terms of, again, the lack of save function working correctly. That collision detection is really weird, because he should go here, but his body doesn't move beyond here. Thank you. So if I don't use any of the puzzle elements and just do that and then come to here, now you see why I say handles like a bus, because you end up having to, I use Kain like I would drive a car, reverse, donk. Whilst I do enjoy the block puzzles, I do find them kind of very tedious. So now you can open the door and the gate won't actually...
Kain, the bishop's manor is near. However, the Seraphan patrols have locked down all the streets. You may be able to trick them into opening the gates. Find the clock tower and ring its bell. The workers will think it time for their shift to change and will open the gates.
So ringing the bell makes them think that they will change shift patterns, but they don't actually look at the clock. Continuity area, story bug? I have no idea.
I told my lady the
always
girls
find these
wouldn't clean
conversations
his
very
lordship's
interesting.
room with that light burning in there. They were that frightened of him. I told my lady...
That's very weird.
Don't hurt me. Help!
I always enjoy hearing the stories that talk about talking about the glyph energy and how it's so useful, and they can use it to heat up all sorts of stuff. It's really funny. When I reload it, I won't try to kill them, and you can hear it for yourself. That's not going to open. I can't remember how to open that. I think I'm supposed to enter here. Yes, I am. Oh, I remember. You got to move this thing out of the way so that the sandbag comes down when you pull the lever. But you have to do this one first, not the other one. Otherwise, it would try to ring the bell when the bell's not actually at the top. So the sandbag activates as a kind of weight lever. You can see the bell's right there. Dong. People start coming out now into the little square where you can actually kill more people. You know what? I think I'm going to save it. Because it's probably going to lock me out.
I told my lady the girls wouldn't clean his lordship's room with that light burning in there. They were that frightened of it.
The lights stay on of their own accord?
He calls it glyph energy. He's lit the whole upstairs with it now. It's a wonderful light, so gentle and bright. I like it myself, but the girl's near left in a body.
I've seen glyph lights, but not in a gentleman's house.
But he won them over in a minute, the day he got the glyph energy to heat his bath water for him. That's right, we carry the cans up cold now, and he's got the water hot in a twinkling. The girls are all right with it now. I told my lady the girls wouldn't clean his lordship's room with that light burning in there. They were that frightened of it.
The lights stay on of their own accord?
He calls it glyph energy.
I'm surprised
He's lit
it's
the
just-
whole
it's
upstairs
just
with
on
it now.
repeat.
It's a wonderful light, so gentle and bright. I like...
I'm not sure if you noticed, but she was still blinking even when her neck was broken. That's hilarious.
Stay back!
I'm hoping this recording doesn't fill up my hard drive. Because I've been recording for a good 15-20 minutes, I think. See how weird that is? The autoface doesn't even activate correctly when you're pointing at other people, but he's not even attacking me. Very interesting. I wouldn't really call that a bug per se, but it is interesting to see how the fight dynamics and the combat dynamics work in this game. Where's that other guy gone? Oh, he's actually opened the door. How interesting. Patiently waiting for me to kill him. How cute. You know, I didn't actually check this room to see if there was actually a coffer hiding here somewhere. No, there isn't. It's just props. You see the bells there. The one thing that's weird about this game is that if you're running or walking and then you press left or right, Kain will continue to spin in that direction. But if you're standing and you press left or right, the camera rotates. So the way it works on PC, I mean, imagine that with a console, because you've got the analog sticks, they operate correctly. But because I'm using essentially a digital keyboard, the mouse, I mean, most of the movements I use, I don't actually use the mouse. The mouse, you know, does that sort of thing, but I don't have to use it at all. It's usually to coordinate up and down. So if I stop using the mouse now, oops, that's weird. Click. Have to use the mouse to actually open the door. But if I stop using the mouse now, you actually can't tell I'm not using the mouse. So I'm still not using the mouse. The only time you do use the mouse is to blood suck, or to use an action function. So I have to use the mouse to blood suck, which is I set for right click, I think. I don't remember if it was a default or not. I didn't change very many options, to be honest. Most of the default keys are actually pretty good. Let's see if that gate actually closed. No, it stays open. Okay. I thought it did, but I couldn't remember. Didn't want to risk it. It's always weird the way the water moves. You see, it's a very odd loop as well. Now, technically, if I jumped in, I would survive, but the problem is that because of the lack of collision detection, I wouldn't actually be able to jump up because there's nothing to cling on to, and everything's too high. That thing is weird as well, because that actually controls the ability for it to go up and down, even though there's one right there. I can only presume they used it for debugging. Oh, this is a jump, isn't it?
What was that?
What I do find is some of these photos are incredible. Like, they actually look really good. I can't really tell what that's of though. But the other ones in the pub, they've got some famous photos, or famous portraits, I should say. But you can't. They look very pixelated compared to that. I don't think that door opens. So when I first started producing screenshots, it was actually of this area here. So I'm actually just going to jump over that bad boy. So they've got the mist form here, right? So you can actually do mist form, but the problem is that his armor glows when you come near him, so you can't actually stealth kill him. If it was the other one that don't have the illuminous armor, then you can actually use it, but there's no point trying to kill them from this point.
They're not a plague on the land. Don't talk that way. They are the means to an orderly
It's a shame you
society.
can't actually stealth kill from here, because he's
My father
blissfully unaware that I'm about to kill him.
Oh.
That collision detection is funny, because I actually killed him and he just slammed off the other guy instead of moving forward. Let's take a look. So, alrighty. What I tend to do is open it, move it, close it again. You see what I mean? So go back down this way. Move it once. The lights will turn off. Soldiers come out. Again, you got misform, but you can't kill these soldiers. Ooh, that was weird. So close it in positions before. So now you won't be stuck, because otherwise that thing will be in the way. I think it's a shame that you actually have to turn around and that you can't just move left and have it move with you. See, the left-right don't actually do anything, which is a shame. I think that would have been an interesting dynamic rather than having to actually physically move around. But again, I imagine that was technical limitations, probably development timings and such. So now that door will stay open once it's opened, and then I'll kill everyone, save and reload again. I'm hoping that I'll be able to show you that my lore bar will reset to 0, and then my health bar will actually increase. But I think with the kind of lore that I need to consume, I think that's unlikely. I think it'll probably
Please, don't hurt me.
Notice it didn't actually kill the other guy, even though the blade technically went through him. Humans, or should I say bystanders, they don't give you much lore. I tend to find that the soldiers and even the Hilden produce a lot more lore and blood actually. It was easily twice as long. Did I draw blood? I think I did. Alright, so now I go back to the beginning again, and again you'll see that this is where I originally produced the screenshots for the Legacy of Kain Facebook page. So remember what I said? Kill him, but wait till the lore bar maxes out first. So all I'm going to do is just swipe his weapon, and then wait till it maxes out. It doesn't matter if you lose a little bit of blood by waiting around, because the actual blood that ticks down by is very, very, very minimal, so it makes almost no difference whatsoever. It'll be interesting to see how much lore I actually get to by the time I've killed everyone here and absorbed all their blood. I don't
They're not a plague on the land.
I don't think it will max out to the point where it will extend the health bar, but I do think it will get to near enough the maximum. So as you can see, since changing the game to use one CPU affinity rather than 4, I've not had a single crash. Whereas before it would crash constantly. Like I could do simple things and it would just crash. It became very, very infuriating because you couldn't get very far. And I think it was the Eternal Prison where you can't actually play the game because there's a scene where you push down a lever and the it looks like the kind of like a planetarium type thing, and you've got pieces of the terrain like the rings of Saturn, and you have to jump from ledge to ledge to ledge eventually till you get to the top and you get through like a doorway. I just couldn't do it without this particular. It's not really a hack, it just forces the game to use one CPU and one CPU only, and it has to be CPU 0, not CPU 1, 2, 3 or 4. Sorry, CPU 1, 2, 3 or 4, but you have to set it to 1. Notice, look, he's already running towards me and I've not had the chance to use Mist Form. So you're not going to be able to use Mist Form to actually stealthily try to kill him. The good thing is that you can use the left and right to actually alternate between the enemies. I think there's one more. There is.
What are you?
This doesn't kill him. He will get back up. Now he's dead. Very weird stuff. The good thing about doing this recording is it incorporates multiple bugs simultaneously, so I'm not actually having to take screenshots every single time. The only thing I will have to do is I will have to clean up the video. When I say clean it up, I mean just crop off the beginning, crop off the end, and render it so that I can actually upload it. I may have to stick it on YouTube because I don't think Facebook is going to allow a video of this size. Online. Plus it compresses it as well, which means that right now this is like 1920p, or is it graphics resolution? Yeah, 1920 by 1080. So it's incredibly high resolution, and then Facebook will screw it up by downgrading or downscaling the resolution, which sucks. There should be an enemy here somewhere. So we're pretty high on the lore vial, but not quite enough to increase our health. I don't think I'll be able to avoid that save point.
We were told to be on the lookout for a vampire.
You're to kill him on sight.
The repetitive dialogue is a bit odd. Oh shit. Watching them crawl is hilarious. Alright, I've never done that before.
Help!
I should be able to max out my life now. If not by drawing all the blood, but certainly by reloading. Somersault. That's funny. Alright, so now you can definitely see it, right? It's practically maxed out. Now, if I go to save the game...
I'll call the guards.
I don't think so. Why do I have to prepare to die? Why would one prepare to die? Surely one would prepare to live. Of course I'm being facetious. See the guy drawing his last breath in the background. And there you have it. If you do this very early when you start the game, you're quickly able to grow your health bar very, very large, very, very early. It'll come in handy for the Seraphan Lord because he's really, really difficult. Even with unlimited, infinite rage, he still blocks everything. On the occasion where he tends to strike and then you hit him, sometimes it hits so that it actually strikes him several times. I always find these areas of the game very oddly designed. Like there's pockets of nothing. Like there's nothing here. There is actually one other bug I wanted to show you guys just before I go through all of this. Again, look, I mean, what is the point of that? That is extremely weird. That little nook. Somebody designed that. So you can actually stand on that little light thing. Although trying to repeat it's going to be a challenge. So yeah, there's collision detection there, which is odd, because I wouldn't have thought you would enable that. Oops. I broke the game. Let's see if you can move. Oh, there you go. Did not mean to do that. There you go. Oh yes, the long jump. I was wondering, like, where am I supposed to go from here? Because even if I wanted to, I couldn't jump from there to down there to get just above the thing so I could see. I think is it Marcus? I can never remember their names. Yeah, he just doesn't jump that far. Oh, how ironic is that? That saved even before I walked through the door. I'm happy to save, to be honest. Although you could argue I could go back and get some more. kills, but I'm not gonna do it, I think. That's how he draws his sword, looking in the wrong direction. I've kind of become accustomed to the dynamics. He would draw his sword, then he would turn around, and then he would attack. It's just a very unusual thing to do. Surely you would turn around, then draw your sword. Again, I'm being facetious. I mean, it's a 20-year-old game. I was sure there was a chest here somewhere. Maybe not. Let's go into misform and see if we can stealth kill some folks. Okay, that doesn't work, which sucks. Oh. I think this will stab him in the neck. Okay, maybe not. Taking him by surprise was a little pointless, wasn't it? One thing I do like though is when you do the auto face, if you, I think it's, you press left or right, and then you just hold the space, he just does these quick little strafey moves. He just drew his sword and then he put it back after he saw me, killing one of his colleagues. One of the things I did actually want to say on the Facebook forum was that this particular place reminds me of the Resident Evil mansion. Obviously it's not exactly the same, but it's very similar. Reminds me of Resident Evil 1, where I think it's on the right hand side you've got a door, and then you've got a door on the left hand side, then you've got to use the spade key or the diamond key, the heart key. I don't think any of the... Oh, that does open. What's in it? Oh. I do have to say, I do like how they kind of introduce the next level of powerful Sarafan soldier. But I mean, he's no real match. Oh, the other thing is, right, that let's say you use that weapon to fight this guy. You cannot decapitate them because of the shoulder armors being so high.
You there? What's your business here? Who are you?
I beg you, be merciful, good sir. I was butler to the Bishop of Meridian, but the Seraphim, they're inside now.
Look at his mouth very carefully. The guy has no teeth.
Where are they?
They accuse the Bishop of aiding the vampire resistance. They're looking for proof. I beg of you, do not tell them where to find me. I will do anything.
Yes, you will. Tell me where to find the Bishop.
I can't. I mean, I don't know.
Shall I ease your mind and tell you I am sent by Vorador for the vampire resistance? Or shall I simply tear out your throat and continue my search? I leave the decision to you.
The cathedral. He fled there. He thought he would be safe.
Holy ground will not deter his pursuer. Where is the cathedral?
To the northeast. But it will do you no good. You cannot enter without the proper authority.
I suggest you show me the way, now.
Of course, sir. This way, sir. It is my pleasure to serve you. This tunnel will bring you again to the streets.
I thank you. Good night.
Oops.
Please, don't hurt me.
Here we go. So you can hit with the butt, and then you decapitate. Well, I said they wouldn't hurt him. But I will kill him. I don't think I can't go back now. I don't think I've missed anything anyway, to be honest. That's a really weird bug. You see the little tearing in the gate diagonally. Hopefully he doesn't interrupt me. Oh, he didn't interrupt me. He's not chasing me either, and his armor's not illuminated. That's very weird. Not even asking about his friend. How sad. What? I wanted to decapitate him. These guys give you some serious blood. And lore. I don't think that thing will stay open if I walk through it, so I'm not going to risk it, I'm just going to save it. Prepare to what, sir? Couldn't hear you. Over your ass weapon being delivered.
Prepare to die.
Why prepare for your death? Does that count? Oh, it doesn't close. Okay, well, never mind. I didn't exactly lose a crap ton of progress. You can't stab them. You have to wait for them to get back up, which is annoying. Now he's dead. Surprisingly, you can actually decapitate with this weapon. I'm actually quite surprised. Oops.
Prepare to die.
Taste my blade!
That's weird, he didn't decapitate him. Did that hurt? Oh. What the hell?
Come on.
My guess is that the AI works based on a predefined path, which is why they do things like they walk around instead of walking straight to you. That's a weird clipping effect. Can't remember if there was a coffer here somewhere. Don't mind me. think what I'll do is I'll save it now. This is a proper labyrinth though. I've already saved, haven't I? Oh well. There's a lot of blood and lore that I've missed out on duplicating. Anyway, doesn't matter. Not a big deal. Gotta love the Kain symbol there, which is gorgeous. Oh, clearly I'm supposed to push that one in. Different colour. I love the fact that it goes red as well. This is the one. I think that's the last one. That's weird. Oh, this is where you come to fight him because he starts speaking gibberish.
Greetings, old man. I assume that I address the Bishop of Meridian. I seek information on gaining access to the Sarafan Keep. You are to give me passage inside. I am sent by Vorador. What ails you? Speak!
He speaks only at my command.
What?
You are too late, Kain. He is entirely in my power.
Release him and I may spare your life.
I hold the cards now, Kain. Surrender yourself to me, or I will kill him.
What do I care for the life of some mortal? But the thought of killing you at last entices me. Tell me, Marcus, do you truly believe you can stop me?
Stay back. You cannot win. The bishop will tell you nothing while he remains under my power, and you will never catch me.
Interesting collision. Yeah, this is a battle. Everyone's alive again, and they're all back in the same positions. How odd. I'm sure there'll be a save in here somewhere. Sometimes they move too fast for you to actually slam them. So if you remember, I came out of there earlier and there was a checkpoint right where I'm standing. It's not there now. Oh, he was in there, wasn't he? Oh, there he is. The only time the mouse ever comes in handy when you want to, you know, look up or look down or look around. Although you can use the look around button. I don't recall ever using the look around, I just use the mouse. I don't see the point of using look around unless you want to get like a cinematic appearance of Kain or whatever it is that you're actually looking at. I think this is where you got juice. Oh, okay, no you don't have. I am. Oh, should have enabled the fury rage, because I'm gonna need that a lot. So this is the scene that I thought that was going to be the part where I attack the assassins. You actually break through the glass. It was actually this scene, so I got confused the two.
Don't be paranoid, Kain. I really am after you. Damn those bells!
Surprised that works. Usually when you try to attack him multiple times, he doesn't just run away, he uses an unblockable attack. Never pass on the opportunity to get some more blood. There should be two guys here. Can you even hear the... Oh, he's running too fast. Funny how they're actually holding two weapons.
You can catch me.
But you can't actually steal their weapon. This is another weird one, right? There's no door there, right? When you walk up to it, there's a door. I think Marcus summons literally an infinite amount of drones to try and attack you. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. Good thing is, even if you can't see him, he still work. The attacks still work. That animation is absolutely strange.
Old man, do you live?
Yes, I do. I must thank you for destroying that fiend.
One thing that sucks about this scene is that the music overpowers the
Bishop, I
dialogue.
require your help. Vorador has sent me to gain
Even if I
passage.
actually come to change it so that the that music volume is 0,
To the Sarafan Keep. One of our associates is
it
held
still
captive
drowns it
there.
out, and you can still hear the music.
A fool's errand to enter the very maw of the beast. But yes, I will help you. I will take you there. I will show you the entrance.
I think this is where Vorador starts talking to you.
Well done, Kain. You have entered the Sarafan Keep at last.
Not without difficulty. I encountered another old friend on the way. Marcus.
I see. Then may I assume that another of the Sarafan Lord's guardians have fallen?
You may.
Many times I
So
attempted to
smug.
persuade Marcus to join with us, but he would not heed me.
My arguments were more convincing.
I sense that Uma is being held in the uppermost reaches of the keep. You must hurry. She is to be executed soon.
Where is the Sarafan Lord? Is he here?
I do not know. His presence is masked from my senses. But you are no match for him yet, Kain. If you encounter him, hide. If he sees you, run.
Run? Hide? Vorador, you do not know me.
Your task is to find Uma quickly. Let nothing distract you. The information she obtained from the industrial quarter may allow us to defeat the Sarafan Lord at last. Do not destroy our only chance with hasty action.
How sickened I had become with weary admonitions of safety and care. How I longed to rend the flesh of my one true enemy. How I thirsted for the taste of his life's blood on my lips.
Go, Kain, quickly. I will be watching.
So one of the other annoying bugs, so I'm wearing headphones, so I'm not sure if that will translate through, but the audio, every so often, will automatically increase by itself, which is really, really annoying. It doesn't sound annoying, but if you're using, I use 2.1 speakers, so if you're playing the game and suddenly the volume auto increases, it's really, really distracting. And I constantly have to change the volume, which is incredibly infuriating. I remember in the wallpaper it looks so much better, and I think people at the time looked at him like, oh my god, that looks incredible. Does it look like that in game? No, it really doesn't. Right, so we need that in game. I think I'll actually save it from here because I don't recall the next point beyond this in terms of whether things will close if because when you use the mind control to open the gate, I don't remember if it closes behind you. Rather not risk it.
Stay back!
So at this point you can actually jump around. Whoa! It's funny, you find that a lot. You find these kind of, not jump scares necessarily, but you're kind of focusing on something, and so all of a sudden you'll have an enemy come out of nowhere.
What are you?
Your worst. Great cinematic view of that box. Ooh, that's weird. I think from what I recall, you have to go through that entrance, and so in order to do that, you have to really save. You don't have to, I don't think. Yeah, I missed it. Good. There's nothing else here anyway. You know what? I think I will save. Because from what I recall, there are multiple areas. Where the game will lock. I'm going to quit the game for the moment and review the recording, because I want to make sure it has actually recorded and I haven't lost any data. And I've been recording for at least an hour now, so hopefully this will be all good, juicy material.